junior tennis, he was fine. Senior tennis,
it wasn't so much, not so much. That's the YouTube link. That's will go there and join us live as well. You can send a message to WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. Send your contribution to sports inside of locker room. So Daria Kasatkina crushed Angelique Kerber for the loss of 2 games to reach the semi-finals of the BNP Paribas Open. Maybe from the side or with a score, it looks like it was simple, but of course it's not. I knew that in one moment, if I lose focus just for a second, they'll come back, and then the big bash for 5 hours again will start.
She's right, because sometimes, I mean, Angel Kerber, for some reason, they say a lot of us have said that she started very well and she's in great form and she looks like she's going to dominate this season. She hasn't, because she keeps falling at the well, if it was football, you say final third, but the last hurdle or close to the last hurdle, and it's strange names are beating her. Maybe people that have never won Grand Slams before, or people that have never even done too well in tournaments, and it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, Kazakhstan is a giant killer. She took out Wozniacki earlier in the tournament, so it's not like she doesn't know how to beat big name players. But it took only 58 minutes for her to take out Angelique Kerber.
Wow!
It wasn't even an hour. That's what made it worse. It was not that it's not that she lost. Angelique Kerber lost the game. It was that she got a beat down, and that's where the problem is. So she needs to do a lot better. She said it. I want to get over this loss very quickly. I want to forget it very quickly. But it's on your record now, and other women on the tour are looking at that and saying, if she could get beat like that, then maybe I could do it against her. So you're losing that fear factor that normally also helps players when they face a top ranked top ranked player. So she's losing that, and she needs to work on that. But all in all, women's tennis is just very open, makes life easier. Like this one that old Roger is dominating. It's just dominating men's tennis. I don't understand.
All right, so we take messages here. This one is in from Bash in Yaba. He said, Tega, I said these English clubs are lacking experienced players. And for Chelsea, they are lacking a coach because Conte destroyed his team with his own hand. Anyway, it's a cycle of rebuilding English clubs. They are gradually coming back to dominating the ECL in the future. Zest, we'll take a break here. We're still inside the locker room talking sports. Keep it here. Smooth 98.1.
You're listening to Smooth Breakfast.
So, I was scrolling through my Facebook. Some well as UV filters to protect the skin from sun damage. You know all that good stuff to keep you looking all fleek and maintaining your babe status? Well, since you can't really have an even skin tone without matching underarms, they have also gone a step further to create an antiperspirant with 48-hour anti-sweat and body odor protection.
So, and we rub the deodorant from here to here.
Yeah.
So for what? Is that how the bath did not do me well? What's wrong with this impulsive? I don't even like the way this feels so babe.
Oh yeah, you should. Because Nivea is actually running an awesome promotion in all leading supermarkets. If you buy one 400 ml natural fairness lotion, you get one natural fairness roller absolutely free. Say what? Yep, not joking. You also stand the chance to win.
Smooth handle, so let me not talk anyhow.
Wait, when did they start this from? Because me, I use Nivea and they did not give me natural farewell.
It's in the Asian markets. You just moved it from the Asian markets to here. You guys, welcome.
Okay, we are live.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube? Yeah.
Wow.
Tukoya Dikwa says if diving were a sport, I believe England would win the World Cup every year.
I'm telling you, with Dele Ali and Welbeck and the rest of them.
I think Pep doesn't have to teach the English what to do. Lord Danny Felbeck at it last night.
Man,
wow,
let me tell
guys.
you, I don't think it was bad that he had that dive. I think what was ridiculous was that the fourth official that happened right in front of called it a penalty.
Right.
That's the one that got to me. It's not he died because his dive was not even correct dive. He went down in 2 moves. Except he was hit by a spirit. Yeah.
What is going on?
Was that from Golden One?
No. Oh, we wasn't bitter. Sorry. Sorry. You know I like to do 10 things at a time.
Hey, yeah. There's a brutal apologist who I almost tagged in something now. Literally 6. This might be so vicious. I was like, that's the wrong brutal.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
100 subscribers!
Hey, just like that. Just how many minutes? It have not reached 1 hour. Hi guys. This is my happy dance.
I'm
Cool.
the 1 year. I'm the 1 year.
Love it. Yeah, so for everyone watching, even though we're going back on the airwaves in 20 seconds, this is the new status code. So actually hit subscribe, make sure you're following so that all our segments when
You
we're
catch
going
up.
live, you catch everything and it stays here. So no more disappearing at.
Studio is live.
All right, we are back in. You are still listening to The Locker Room on Smooth Breakfast with Valentine, myself, Folu, and of course, Tega Supreme in the studio and Brutalistics, not the other person I always tagged on social media. But let's move on to our sports stories and of course the comments that we can see coming through. Adikwo Otukoya sends in this message up on Twitter. He says, if diving were a sport, I believe that England would win the World Cup every year. That is the only area that I think Pep doesn't have to teach the English what to do. Lord Danny Felbeck at it last night. Hi, Dikwo. I believe that comment. While Hamid Lucky says, I'm yet to recover from Wednesday night's game. For that, they, #FCB, must face either Bayern or Man City in the next round. Nonsense. Don't take it personally. Just hold your chest. You'll be alright. Still more coming in up on WhatsApp. We've got this in from Fola, who says Kerber is so inconsistent, it's getting annoying. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing Venus at the finals. And Shay says FIBA needs caterpillar in Nigeria, not hammer. Suddenly, Arsenal is shining. Tega, Europa Cup is either for Arsenal, Atletico, or Lyon. Sorry. Oh, he says Lyon. Sorry, Lyon. Valentine, please stream. We're streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go over there. It's very straightforward. And let's move on to our next story, I think. Up next, Arsene Wenger would like to avoid drawing Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, saying that Diego Simeone's side are the favourites to win the competition this year. He says we would certainly want to avoid Atletico Madrid after his side's 3-1 victory against Milan at the Emirates. Says maybe the team that's the biggest favourite is Atletico Madrid. But anyway, what I like doesn't matter too much because I have no influence. We have to wait until tomorrow and see who we get. If we get Atletico, we get Atletico.
And, you know, when the gods want to have a laugh at your expense, if the chances are the draws are today. It would not surprise me if that matchup comes up.
Yeah.
Both teams have done creditably well in their games. I mean, Atletico Madrid mauled, I think it's a Locomotive or so, and then against all odds, some would say, and despite all the bravado that AC Milan post their 2-0 defeat, they came and they got properly beaten. I think we talked about this where, look, Arsenal's home record, in spite of how poorly they've done most through the season, mostly away from home, they have a pretty good home record. And when you put in the kind of performance, make no mistake, this fixture was won in the first leg in Milan. Those 2 goals, it was difficult for them to come back. And notwithstanding Hakan Çalhanoğlu's goal, which was really, really good, it offered them hope. But immediately that breeze from Ricardo Rodriguez's right arm. I saw the right arm go towards Welbeck. But I'm not sure whether it was just the breeze that shocked him into falling. But what is clear was that some form of contact, whether spiritual or physical, was made. And the referees had a small meeting and they gave a penalty.
Wow.
That sparked. And after that penalty, Milan lost their heads for a period. And they could easily have gone 2 or 3. Gattuso has done a lot for AC Milan. He's brought a lot of passion, but I think that passion has caused them to lose their mental discipline. And you could see that in the second half. They wanted to go, but they were creating all pockets of spaces that Arsenal exploited. Three important goals settled the match for them. And I think what was also surprising for me was that there was a crowd in the stadium. After all,
it was Europa. If it was, if it was Premier League, they won't come. It's Europa, so they're like, they do good here.
Well,
so
good performance. I don't know where this performance came from. Arsenal played with a lot of spring in their step, which had been lacking in the games preceding the Milan game. All in all, good for them. Let's see what the draws bring for them. Yes, really, people are saying they're favourites, one of the favourites, but let's not overhype Arsenal like that. Let's see whether they have a chance to get to the final first, and we can talk about hopes and dreams.
We got this message up on Twitter from Nathan Njoku, who puts up an image as well. I'm going to retweet it from my personal handle. He says, Alexis Sanchez thought he could escape the heartaches at Arsenal and ran to United, not knowing that he is the heartache. Wow.
Check out the pictures.
Is serious. I'm retweeting it. Please follow Folu Storms for that.
And then we have more stories here. This next one is expressing excitement and enthusiasm, really joy. Antonio Conte has hailed Lionel Messi as the best in the world after he inspired Barcelona to a 4-1 aggregate victory over Chelsea in the last 16 of the Champions League. He says, and I quote, "When you have the opportunity to make a great compliment to Messi, it is right," Conte said. "It is right to recognize a superpower, a super top player. He's able to score 60 goals every season. I'm very pleased to have had the opportunity to give him a compliment. We're talking about an extraordinary player." He continues, "The best in the world. I think Leo wants to stay until the end with Barcelona," he added. "We must have great respect for this player. We're talking about a fantastic player. He wants to stay in Barcelona until the end of his career, and this is the best for him. He's writing a great story for Barcelona with his teammates." How excited can you be?
I want to paraphrase what he said in pidgin English.
Okay.
Said, "Bros, thank you for beating me. You do well. We deserved it." And literally and truly, it was a performance befitting of a team that is Barcelona.
Yes.
Chelsea were not at the races, and when I talked about this, that style that they played at Stamford Bridge on a more compact pitch would work in a smaller stadium, but not at the Camp Nou. And you could see how, despite their best efforts, they were no match for the superiority of Barcelona in that game. Yes,
superiority of Messi.
No, superiority of Barcelona.
Let me tell you. Look, it was Messi. That thing that he was.
Messi is Barcelona.
No, that thing was also his long story. See, but let me tell you what Conte said. And remember what what's his name? Diego Simeone said in the game when Atletico Madrid faced Barcelona. He was like, if Messi were wearing an Atletico jersey, we would have won the match. Conte just said that because basically, I know that Chelsea did not play the worst game I've seen. Yeah. They did play well. They hit bad 3 times now, twice.
Apart from the Courtois assist and Fabregas performance,
they did try. And maybe if they're a little more clinical in the final third or a little more decisive in the final third, maybe they would have gotten 1 or 2
Do you
goals.
really think so?
No, they would have.
At all?
But they would have. But the thing is, they just didn't have, when they got to the final third, apart from the strikes that they had to hit from outside or just the edge of the 18-yard box, the free kick by Alonso, the header he also missed, the Willian old kick, there were chances for them to score. But if they're a little more decisive and clinical, they would have gotten some joy. But the difference really, the most telling difference was Suarez and Messi's movement. That was it. It was that intelligence that just killed them. Because Barcelona, for a while, they were under pressure. Serious pressure that they didn't know what to do, how they're going to manage for a few minutes. And then the ball gets to Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi takes that ball, takes out 3 grown men. They are not just grown men, they are professional footballers collecting salary to play football. Took 3 of them out and then passed the ball to a Dembele that was not even originally in the picture at the time the play started. Yes. That's how, because Suarez made a run, takes out Rudiger. Messi has taken out some people and then he passes it to Dembele. Dembele's work was not the easiest, but they literally laid that goal at his feet. So it was Suarez making intelligent runs, Messi being Messi, and Barcelona just got their goals. So I will not flog Chelsea too much, even if I would laugh at them. You people lost. Yeah, but they did not do such a horrible job. Just decision making in the final third.
Sidebar, just small sidebar, and that is the Messi that Nigeria will be facing at the World Cup.
No, we beat them. We beat them.
Yeah.
Messi should come with all his family people.
So the prayer.
He should come with his 3 sons, his wife, and his father.
You see what he did to Victor Moses?
Don't worry.
That game.
Victor Moses will not be in fullback. He will not be our fullback.
That's the problem.
He will be a different person. Victor Moses will be terrorizing the Argentine defense. We'll be alright.
Uncle J here says on WhatsApp, Atletico owned the Europa. They've won all the times they've participated since Simeon took charge. To keep your messages coming into our WhatsApp, 0809 444 981. And join us on YouTube. It's Smooth 981 FM. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more sports story inside the locker room.
Okay, we've taken all the important stories. We have only fillers. So read messages.
Okay.
Really?
It's only one story.
Everything here is a filler. Because Liverpool is playing. Here to now. Just
funny messages. Okay, read to the end. We should not bother.
We don't bother with story. It's a fake up weekend. Read messages. All the messages.
Got you.
That's like by a Messi. Me. If I play with Messi, every time I play with him, they'll be stretching him out. Every time. I did say it on air.
The locker room promo that usually plays at the end. It wasn't there, so I just put it.
Okay, yeah. Means that somebody left it out.
Deck him. Come to me and mash your leg. Mash it like this. Mash it and fracture his toe. They don't know how to play that guy. What they did to Busquets, they should have done to Messi. Because no. They'll just be playing anyhow. Who is he? Is he the only one? Now only you are hackers. Scoring on and off the pitch. You are singing the song, adults.
Explain it, mate. Yeah. What should I do?
Alright.
Get up, sit down.
Don't talk about the Doritos that you didn't buy. Hey! Valo!
Tega.
Valo of life!
Tega for life.
Relationship is here now.
What's up?
Yes, indeed. We have quite a few coming through up on the WhatsApp platform. So let's see the ones that we can read out here. This one is in from Adufe David, who says, "Morning, my noble people. I don't know how to compare that Chelsea keeper. Real actually. He formed my hand, honestly. And as for Gunners, the scamming still continues. Wenger's about to sign a contract extension of 5 years. Real Baba Ijebu with sense," he says. While Biggie says, "Arsene Wenger, Juju walk yesterday. Nice game plan. Please, somebody should send their committee to recall Antonio." Up next, Otukoya Dikpo from Ikorodu sends in another message, this time on WhatsApp. He says, "So Manchester United and Chelsea now depend on the FA Cup to salvage their season. The same FA Cup that Arsenal gets bashed even when they win it. What a marvellous God we serve."
Cruz here says, etc. They seem to be enjoying scoring multiple goals in one match now. Cool. James from Marine Beach says, "I was happy when we responded quickly. The penalty soft penalties."
It's not soft, it was invisible. I don't know what you're saying. Why you say soft?
You know, mental to say that that game, Granit Xhaka, that was probably his best game in an Arsenal shirt in fact, since he came. I mean, he was aware. People seems to have this look of shock on his face when he turns around and sees somebody who was marking. But overall, that was one of his better games. The goal aside, really.
Awesome. Shagun from Ikorodu says, "Just imagine how Conte turned to Messi's agent / hype man. No doubt the difference was Messi because both teams were similar. Shaguru from Ikorodu. Thank you very much. I think that's the much we can take on sporting stories today inside Locker Room.
Yes, indeed.
And it's Folu and Valentine here on the Smooth Breakfast.
Make sure. Oh yeah, we're doing the happy dance up on YouTube, so make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube page. Hey,
I didn't get this. I didn't get this.
It's just a happy. You need to just
it's a new thing. You have to get in the group.
Just dance it out.
Yeah,
so make sure you follow us all online. Tega, you can find her at Tega Onojaife. Brutalistics is at Brutalistics. Valentine and I are still here doing our happy dance because it's still Good Friday. Hey, you need to press the button.